Hey there, it's your gamer friend Peadee, and we are back on the Random Acts of Crafting multiplayer Minecraft server. I wanted to work on my shop today, but I'm gonna make a pet store, so I need a couple things. The main thing I need is fish. So I am going to fish, but I'm going to tell you a story about an ex-girlfriend of mine from a while back. Far enough back where, there's no recriminations about talking about her at this point. But I used to work in a restaurant as a waiter, and I dated this girl for about 6 or 8 months. I met her at a party when I was in college. Whatever, and we dated, and eventually it broke up. She just wasn't, I think we may have dated less than 6 months. It might have been like 4 or 5 months. She just wasn't the girl for me, But she was super duper duper into me. I mean, like really, really into me. And after I broke up with her, she started dating one of my coworkers. I mean, like a day later. And apparently, and I knew she was kind of obsessed with me. So, he was a little embarrassed, but I had kind of seen them together or something. In fact, I think she came into. Oh, I missed that one. I had my hand off the mouse for a second. I think she came into the restaurant and like kissed him or something, or picked him up after work or something like that, just to, I mean, she was pretty young. She was like 18 or 19. I was like 21 or 22 maybe, and she, like that thing in high school where I'm gonna go around and make my ex-boyfriend jealous and show him what he's missing, and that kind of stuff. But I'm kind of immune to that because once if I've broken up with a girl, I pretty much there's no more chances left to give, because I'm pretty easygoing kind of guy, and whatever. But if I don't think it's gonna work out, it's just not gonna work out, and there's really not much you can do to convince me otherwise. Because I'm pretty communicative and I'm good at expressing my needs and feelings and whatever. So, if I'll say like, hey, you need to spend more time with me. Hey, you need to stop hanging out with this person, or this is making me feel uncomfortable, or whatever. All that sort of stuff that you fight about when you're you're young and in a relationship. And I've always been pretty good about talking about that stuff. But she started dating him, and he's like, and so he kind of talked to me, because I was like a head waiter at that point, and he was just a waiter, and so he kind of like wanted to talk to me, because I think he was a little nervous, because I was, I guess, sort of his boss. I mean, I could boss him around. I don't know, it wasn't his boss, but I could boss him around, if that makes any sense to you. But I was like, it's all right, dude. Date her if you want to. That's fine. I don't think she's quite over me, so just keep that in mind. And he went out with her, and then he's like, oh wow, you're right. All she does is talk about you and is asking what if you're dating people and all kinds of that kind of stuff. And and that was it. I just left it. So gosh, it must have been something like 4 years later. I come home one day, and there's this jar on my front doorstep, and I look in it, and it's got one of my old name tags from the place I worked at. It's got a matchbook from the place I worked at, and it has just like some weird random artifacts, stuff including the jar, because I used to, I don't know, this is stupid, but I used to like this kind of brand of spaghetti sauce that used to come in like canning jars, and it was one of the, and I used to keep them because before glass recycling was a big thing, and I would reuse them or whatever because I liked the way they looked, and so so basically it was like a spaghetti sauce jar full of mementos from Peadee, but I couldn't even figure out who it was from at first because this was like 4 years after I had like broken up with this girl and hadn't even thought about her anymore or anything. You know what I mean? So I was like, oh, who was I dating when I worked at this restaurant and I was bartending at this bar, and and I was kind of like, and I realized it was this girl that had been obsessed with me. I guess she finally moved on or something, but she had been keeping all these like weird mementos instead of just throwing it away. But just the fact that she like went and brought it to my house. Like she looked up my name in the phone book back in the day when they had phone books instead of just cell phones, and you could actually get someone's address by looking them up. She looked up my address, found out where I lived, went to the house, made sure I wasn't home, I assume, and then left left this little jar with like 12 things in it on my front doorstep. I mean, which is just, I don't know. That's. I mean, I guess it was therapeutic for her. She's like she's finally moving on or whatever. 3.5, 4 years later or whatever. But yeah, it was pretty obsessive. I mean, I've had girls that, like, after I've broken up, like, I've seen them, like, drive by my house or stuff like that, come by unannounced. I've had a lot of that. Oh, I did, well, this is a whole nother story, but, I dated this one girl, and she was very, very, very attractive. She was literally a model. She had, like, done model shoots in Italy and things like that. But she was 6'2", and I'm like 5'10" and a half, 5'11" or something like that. I mean, I'm not short. I'm average height, I guess, for a male in America. I'm tall in Mexico, but average height in the U.S., I suppose. And but she was just a little tall, and that old joke about man hands? She kind of had, I mean, she had feminine hands, but her hands were, like, her fingers were longer than mine. You know what I mean? Like, I was like the girl in the relationship, It's like if we held hands, like, her hands were bigger than mine, I mean, it made sense. She was 6'2", right? But she just, I don't know, we dated for a little while, and I use the word dated very casually in this sense. I mean, she lived in a neighboring city about 40 minutes away, and I basically would drive up on weekends, and we would hang out in her room for a couple hours, and then I would go home, if you catch my drift. And that's about all it was. So around the time that I realized that I was sort of repelled by the fact that she was so much larger than me, and I know there's men that, like, are totally into it, and no offense to a woman that's tall or whatever, it's just not my preference. I mean, like, some people like blondes or brunettes. I just happen to like women that are petite and at least several inches shorter than me. But at the same time, I'm very open-minded. This girl expressed interest in sustaining some sort of relationship with me, and I, she was very attractive. She was not my type, and, well, long story short, she was kind of obsessed with me as well. And like 8 months after we broke up, she dropped out of school, and I don't think it had anything to do with that, but she began working in a strip club, and for the first time, and I never, she was not that type when I met her, but I guess she eventually became that type, or she hadn't explored that side of her when I was dating her. But so she would get off like at 2:30, 3 in the morning or whatever, right? So one night, and I literally haven't talked. I mean, she would call me sometimes to say, "Hey, what's up?" or whatever. And I had lunch with her once or something like that. But nothing sexual, nothing more than just sort of like a friendly thing or whatever. So one night, and I lived in a duplex, and I had the whole second floor of this older house, and then my neighbor had the bottom floor, and so I wake up and I see this shadow on my stoop, and the only way to get up, like on my patio or veranda or whatever you want to call it, like I had an outside porch on the second floor, and the only way to get there was from inside the house or climbing up this like metal trellis. That I'm not doing a very good job of fishing right now. This metal trellis that that was like that led up to the second floor, and it was like you had to kind of struggle to climb up there. So I see this shadow of this person, and I thought it was a guy, and I lived in a fine neighborhood, but it wasn't like the best neighborhood, and I used to have a 9mm pistol, and well, I have firearms now, but that's beside the point. I had this 9mm pistol, so I pulled it out because I thought there was someone trying to break into my house, and so I see this shadow coming up to the window, and then like it seems like they're trying to open the window or something, right? So I like threw the curtain back, and I had the pistol, and I was just like, "Don't move, MF, I'm gonna shoot right through this glass and kill you, I'm calling the cops, blah 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 blah." And then this girl says, "Oh, don't kill, don't shoot, please, it's me," and I realized it's this girl, and she had decided to like give me a surprise booty call, which considering that I could have easily had a girl spend the night at my house, seemed kind of crazy. It's not like I wasn't, I was dating this girl, or I wasn't dating anyone else or whatever, I just didn't have a girlfriend. And she just decided to drive up to my house, and then she didn't want to knock on the door because she couldn't remember which door entrance was my door. So she decided to climb up on the second floor, and then whatever. So she came in, and oops, there it is. She came in, and yeah, she did that a couple nights, for a couple weeks, and then I just told her to stop doing that. I don't know. I'm sounding like a real D-bag, and maybe I was a D-bag when I was younger, but it wasn't. I mean, I'm a very good person to be in a relationship with, in my opinion. I'm very attentive of my girlfriend, and very respectful and things like that. But if I'm not in a relationship and I'm sort of in a casual thing, I take the casual part very seriously. I just if it's no strings attached, then I'm not going to attach any strings. I don't think that's going to help us. I hate when it does that floating lure thing and it's up in the air. And yeah, so I almost murdered her. But yeah, she actually, like, a couple years later, when she found out I had moved to Mexico, I mean, she just randomly came to Mexico and came and hung out with me for a couple days. I mean, I don't even, I was just like, I was already into like a whole different thing. I mean, this is well after we'd broken up, well after the last time I had seen her. I hadn't spoken to her like in 4 years or 5 years or something like that. And she just is like, I'm coming to Mexico to visit you. And I was like, okay, I guess. And it was very strange. Okay, you know, I think I've got some fish here. In fact, I know I do. I've got 10. All right, I'm gonna knock this off, and we're gonna take that one. Let's see. We're gonna do a couple things here. I'm gonna put one of these pumpkin pies up as my new. Well, actually, I need some food anyway, so why not carry some of those things around? Okay, we put pumpkin pie. That's our new food symbol. Do I have rotten meat? Yeah, I've got a little bit of rotten meat. So I want to make some dispensers. So let me see if I have. I've got one crummy bow. Here's a trick: if you have worn out bows, you can actually make a dispenser with them. And it doesn't have any ill effects or whatever you want to say. Oh my gosh, I keep on thinking it's my cat meowing, but it's all these fake digital, Minecraft cats. Oh, look at all these eggs. Give me eggs. I don't think I even have any more room, I don't. Alright guys, I'm going to cut it for a minute, and I'm going to come back, and I'm going to make some dispensers, and I'll see you in a little while. Hey, it's Peadee, and I'm back. I started looking for more clay, and I found a sinkhole, and the next thing you know, I'm in this crazy cave. I fought 3 Endermen in a row, and I thought, well, that's not going to do me anything, is it? You can't jump up and hit a block. Oh, crap. And, yeah, this is not very far from my base, or whatever you want to call it. Well, I'll pick these up, I guess. It's very untamed, as you can see. I actually fell down this ravine because this is not the ravine, but I fell down a ravine because I got knocked off of. I knocked down like 20 blocks by a skeleton. Well, not 20 blocks, but like 12, 15 blocks by a skeleton. But man, if I was playing ultra hardcore right now, I'd be in heaven, because there is a lot of gold around here. This is not the gold, obviously. But I want this XP, I want the resources, I want all this stuff. Okay, I'm out of space. What can I get rid of? Torches. Oh, and that squid ink. Oh, great, now I have too many torches. There we go. Please don't push me down to somewhere dangerous while I'm floating down river here. Alright, I'm gonna get this iron. It's crazy how quickly you can be in an adventure in this in Minecraft. You know, you're like, oh, I'm just gonna gather some clay, and next thing you know, I'm fighting off Endermen and creepers and all kinds of good stuff. Let's go ahead and get this. Well, I think that I've kind of tamed this area, so I guess I'll cut it off. I just didn't. Oh my goodness! Look at all this stuff we got here. I didn't even bring my fortune pick or anything. I just literally was gonna get some clay blocks so I could work on my nether store. Oh man. What can I get rid of? Okay, a sand. That's no problem. We can get rid of a piece of sand, right? Look at all this gold. Can you imagine if I was playing ultra hardcore right now? I would be just ecstatic. Well, that's only 7, I guess, in total. It seemed like a lot more. Because it was 3 different veins exposed. So I'm going to look around a little bit more because I think, oh goodness, I think I'm pretty close to diamond level. Let's double check. Yeah, I'm at Y13, so I'm in diamond area. So this is my little Enderman shelter. There was 3 Endermen just standing right here and a creeper. So I just stood right here and I killed I taunted the Endermen and then killed them one at a time. Oh, darn it. That's the guy that knocked me in here in the first place. Pretty sure. Sounds like this. Oh no, maybe that guy's the one that got me. Anyhow, I'll catch up with you in a little bit. I'm just gonna. I need spider silk too. That's because I want to make a bunch of leads. I want to have at least a stack of leads. And so I guess I'll see you in just a little while. So we had a little industrial accident, and I burned to death after being exposed to lava. Oh, we got some chainmail. I'm just... I moved my bed to underneath. In fact, I should go sit on it right now and make my spawn. I ended up respawning at spawn instead of at my house because I moved my bed down here and it was daytime and I forgot to set my spawn before I did something stupid like get burned to death. So I think there's people on the server right now, so I can't actually oh dear. Yeah, there's Gorley's on the server, so I'm just gonna quickly just sit there and there we go. Just so that we can, you know, not have to travel. Oh man, I ran all the way back. I could have taken the nether. That was dumb. Oh, well, I was gonna say I should get rid of this chainmail. You know, you can repair a chainmail. I did want to mention one thing. I said that you could use damaged or broken bows for dispensers, and apparently that's been away for a long time. I just forgot about it. Or I was mistaken. I don't know. I can't remember when the last time I made a dispenser was, but it seems like I could use broken bows back when I made them last, so... I'm trying to think how I got there. I know I didn't go through the forest. I went around all this mess. I went this way a little bit, and then I went back, I think, is what I did. Because I wanted to stay relatively close. I don't want my stuff to despawn. I'm hoping that I didn't accidentally hit the chunk. I know exactly where I died. I came into contact with lava, and I put my lava bucket in a way where it just made a block of obsidian, and the lava kept on coming. It should be right over here. Like right on the other side of this river, more or less. I didn't bring any torches or anything. I brought food at least. Come on. There should just be like a hole somewhere around here. Like right here. Blink. And torches. Okay, good. We're on our way. I have to work my way all the way down and then find that ravine and then find where I died. This all looks right, because I remember I just was trying to work my way as deep as I could. Huh, that didn't sound right somehow. This looks right as well. Alright, this is where I went after when I was exploring further. So it must be over here somewhere. I hate this. Okay, everything's already been stripped out. I have stacks and stacks of stuff. I had like 28 levels of experience. It's all gone now, of course. I don't know. Sometimes I hate when I do stuff like that. Something I've talked about this before, but I used to have this thing where when I first started playing Minecraft, like I didn't ever want to die, and so if I died, I would just like give up on the world and start a fresh seed because it would make me mad. It's not like rage quitting, but like I guess it kind of was rage quitting, but I would just be like, okay, F that world, you know, and I would start over again. And I did it, and then finally I got to the point where I had built so much that there was no sense. You know, when you just have like a dirt block shack and you're murdered by an Enderman or something, you're like, okay, well, screw it, I'm gonna start over again. But when you have like significant buildings built and whatever, it's a whole different story. This is very close to where I was. It seems like I came from this way though. Yeah, because this is where I was recording earlier. So this should lead me right to where I died. I hope. Look, it's right back here. Okay, how am I gonna get to it? I bet my stuff is gone, but let's double check. All gone. I died right here. I made myself this little fortress. Ah, bummer. Well, at least I didn't have anything good, right? Oh, look, I'm doing the exact same thing I did before. Inviting lava to burn me to death. So, well, there goes all that coal and all that stuff, all that redstone. I had a stack of redstone blocks. Awesome. Okay, well, I'm going to start gathering resources again, because I do need iron like crazy and everything, so I will have to see you a little bit later. I'll catch up with you in a bit. Well, this is literally like 1 second later, but I see some diamonds right there, so all is not lost. Uh-oh. Okay, well, that's my dad calling, so I'm definitely gonna stop recording, and I'll see you in a little while. Okay, well, when I took that call, I accidentally dropped all my torches, so I'm gonna have to... There we go. Give me my sticks. There they are. Torches. Let's go ahead and light this all up just so that there's no issues with critters. Alright, let's go look at our little lava, our diamonds. The guys on the server are making fun of me for dying in lava. Well, burning to death. Oh, look at all this. What's all this then? I was going to tell another story about a weird relationship I had, but I'll have to think about one that's safe for work because, you know, all ages type stuff. Well, it's just 3 blocks. It's not worth me going back for, so we'll just chop these out. And I still need iron, so I'm gonna oh, look at all that. Darn it. I don't even have an iron bucket right now, so I need to stop messing with this iron. Or this lava, I should say. Yeah, I lost everything. all my tools. I've got more buckets back at the base. I forgot to bring them, to be honest, because I just thought I would be able to pick up everything. But since I started back at spawn, I think I must have crossed over this chunk and activated this stuff, because it doesn't seem like 5 minutes since I found the entrance. But who knows where this chunk starts and stops? But I guess I'm gonna work my way out, and I'll just come back. Gosh, I even lost all my clay. Oh, how annoying, because I had like a bunch of clay blocks. That was the whole reason I went out, to get clay blocks and to get spider silk. Those were the reasons I came out, because I needed another bow and I don't have enough spider web. Oh, but you know what? We have that abandoned mine shaft I can go to get web. There's plenty of web over there. So that's not an issue, really. In fact, I'm going to do that because I want to make a bunch of leads. But I wanted the experience as well. So I'll cut back when I go back to the base. I'm just going to grab some of this coal because I never turned down some coal, and I'll see you in a little while. Hey, we're back, and I just found this. I thought, oh, I must have already explored it, but I look in the chest, and there's name tags and string and all kinds of stuff. And so I guess I haven't explored this one. But it was just, I just thought it was weird because it's like half missing or whatever. Oh yeah, it's a totally untamed. Hi guys. I'm just putting some torches right there. You don't mind, do you? Let's see, how can we get here without killing ourselves? Oh, hello. Here, just take a little jump in the lava. There you go. There's another one. Oh, you got a sword. But you died anyway. Give me that XP. Okay, this is not deactivated apparently. Well, whatever you had I just lost. So let's go up right there, I guess is good. Yep. I probably should put out that lava now that I think about it for 15 seconds. Okay, no, I think we're safe. I'm out of torches anyway. Hey, look, hello, guy. Oh, you got a shovel? Look at you with your little shovel there. And you didn't even give it to me? You're a jerk. So let's see what's in this one. Got another name tag. All kinds of stuff. Well, I'm just gonna F3 it so I can come back and get the mossy one day. But I think this episode has gone on really long since I had a bunch of mishaps. I'm going to leave these records because I can't really use them. I already have multiple copies of those. So we'll see you next time, and thanks for watching.